Hey, we're here in my backyard. I mean, there's just like a little patch of woods that runs along the side of my house. It's like only like 20 feet wide. It's pretty small. But there's a little box turtle that hibernates back here. I've seen him 3 years in a row now. And so we picked him up, and this year I actually kind of looked at him. I always just kind of ignored him. I've seen him and just kind of blew it off thinking, oh, there's a box turtle living down here. Cool. But this year I picked him up and actually kind of looked at him, and he's a special box turtle. It's a three-toed box turtle. He's only got 3 toes on his back foot. And what makes him special is that he doesn't belong here. This is a Missouri species of box turtle. It's a subspecies of the eastern box turtle, which does live here in Illinois. But they're not supposed to live here. As of right now, the Illinois Natural History Survey does not have any records of this as being a breeding species here in Illinois. So what we're going to do is, what we did is we took some measurements of his carapace, which is the top of his shell, and some measurements of his plastron, it's the bottom of his shell. And we've taken a lot of pictures, and we're working to write a manuscript right now to send to the Illinois Natural History Survey, just for records reasons. There's one of two things that could have happened why he's here. He's either most likely somebody's pet that got let go, or because he's real friendly. You can see he's, out of his shell. He has no problem, around humans. So he's probably with somebody's pet that got let loose, because you go right across the Mississippi River from here, and these guys are all over the place. They're, no problem to find them at all. Or there actually is a breeding population of these around here, which is what I'm kind of hoping for, because that's new information that nobody knows about yet. That's something that can get published, that the three-toed box turtle is living and breeding in Illinois, and they have been known in captivity to hybridize with the eastern box turtle. So I mean, there's no information on any of that right now. I mean, it's all wide open. So I'm going to work with that a little bit, but I'm going to do some research, and I'm going to try to find more of these guys around here, because there was one found last year on the Southwestern Illinois College's campus. So there is more than one around here, and it's just, to me, it's kind of hard to believe that more than one of these have been let loose by people. I mean, I can understand more than one, but in such close proximity to each other and stuff, I don't know. But we're gonna send the information into the Illinois Natural History Survey. You can see he's a really beautiful box turtle. This one is exceptionally colorful for a three-toed box turtle. Most of the three-toed box turtles I've found have been just kind of olive colored on the shell, and then their head was not nearly as bright an orange as this. He's got like beautiful, beautiful orange spots, and he's got this really pretty white neck. He's just absolutely amazing looking. He is a male. You can tell they're male or female in box turtles, because the male has a slight indent on the plastron of his shell, and that's for mating reasons. When he mounts the female, it's so he doesn't, fall off. He's got really neat shell too. This is a kind of a bizarre shell structure for a box turtle. He's got these big lumps and knobs on it. Almost looks like a tortoise. He's pretty cool. It's an absolutely neat turtle. I love these guys so much. You find the eastern box turtle pretty commonly here in Illinois, especially St. Clair County. We find a lot of them. They're neat. You can count the rings on his scutes. The scales on the top of his shell are called scutes, and you can count the rings, and it gives you, I mean, it's not an exact estimate, but it's a ballpark guess at how old they are. And this guy's got 14 scutes, so he could be, 14-ish years old. These guys can live to be 80, 90. There's even records of them living over 100 years old. The box turtle, they're such a long-lived creature. It's really cool. He's neat. People confuse and get confused about him, because he's a land creature. This guy lives on the land. He doesn't go in the water at all. He doesn't swim. He doesn't do anything. Everything he does, his entire life cycle, takes place on land. And the only other land turtles are tortoises. Well, tortoises, they're not turtles at all. And it's kind of different, because this guy is totally land and he's a turtle. And what happened was, evolutionarily, he was, at one point in time, he's derived from a creature that did live in water. And he's a water turtle that has adapted to live on land, basically. He's neat. We're gonna take a few pictures of him and write that stuff up. And we're gonna turn him loose. I guess we're just gonna put him back down here where we found him. I mean, he's been here 3 years. It's not the best habitat in the world, but I'd hate to relocate him, and because a lot of creatures, reptiles at least, that hibernate rely on visual things they see in the environment around them. So you get him all mixed up in an environment he doesn't recognize, and it can cause serious problems. Actually, mortality rate does go up with reptiles that are relocated like that. So we're gonna get some pictures of him, and we're gonna turn him loose.